Evening, peoples. Let's jump in here for Coney and PLTY. I'll start with PLTY. Both of these ETFs had no trades. Misty had some trades. PLTY and Coney did not have trades. Coney added a lot of shares. PLTY did not add any shares. That's a change after doing like 30% or so. So what we have, the only thing to really look at is what did the synthetic do? Well, sorry, let me jump in here and give you the price action. So what happened on these guys today? Well, whoops, got the wrong, let me get back to, we were up 0.06. So barely, we went from 123.31 to 123.39. And Ed Palantir, very small, but still positive. And in Pulte, we went up a tiny bit more percentage wise, 0.06 to 0.10, still in the 62s. All right. No shares were added. So when you look down through the math, not a whole lot took place. Assets went up slightly from 498 to 500 million. So it's getting up there. It's still like the number 4, I think. It has to get to like 700 to pass, which the other one will add as well. And I forget who's in the list. Oh, actually, I can go right here. So YMAX, so Pulte was at 370, it's now at 5. I imagine YMAX and a few of these have moved up. I know Misty has. Misty's probably close to 4 billion, if not already there. So this, it just goes to show you, it's only about 7, 8, 9 days ago, these numbers, and we already have 500 million versus 370. So pretty impressive for Pulte. So here we are with our treasuries, our cash, not tremendous changes. Let's take a look at the actual spreads. So on the spread count, we are looking, again, what is the change in that? Let me take a look at the detail on that. And although we didn't close, we didn't trade, we went up 203,000 on the synthetic. Not a lot, 3 cents. We gained in the spreads. We lost on some of the covered spreads, and we gained more value. Again, all paper movement, not where we closed a position out. We'll be closing that out on Thursday or Friday. We're looking good for the most part. So 18 cents. So technically, we increased 21 cents. We're a long ways away from worrying about that, guys. Now, when I get to Coney, they're going to give you the declaration before the market opens today, and I'll report that for you so we can see if I think I was somewhere 78, 79, 80 cents, right? I hope like crazy they pay more. I don't think they will, but it's always a possibility. So we're a long ways in Pulte, so it's not even worth talking about. Um, and again, all these did because we stayed flat is the time is expiring, right? We're at 123. And look, well, all we need to do is stay below 127. This is reachable, though. All it takes is a day above it or be right at it. If you're right at it, you can buy it back for 10 cents or so on Friday. But especially these bigger ones. Now, remember that if we run by these, then we lose this money, but we make more in the synthetic, and we'd have to get up to these numbers as above 135 to really let the insurance pay off, or they expire worthless, right? They're already fading away because they're way out of the money, 9, 10, 12, 11. with 3 trading days. These guys are much closer. 293, 374, 5, 7, 6, 8. It's because I don't have them in chronological order here on the strike prices. Um, but we look good on this kind of stuff, guys. But again, PLTY has a lot of time. So let's jump into Coney. Now, Coney, for the first time in a long time, added 4.8 million shares. It went from 134,375 to 139, 175,000. So a lot of shares because Coney is a very mature fund, right? When you go over here, well, I don't have the on this one. I have it in PLTY. I should add it so I can jump around and talk about that at different times and show you guys stuff. We did move up 13 million. Let me show you what the numbers were in our synthetic without adding any position. So we moved up more than Pulte and Palantir, but not massively. We went from 263 to 266, so we closed at 266.40, up 1.23. We did better in Coney. We went from 888 to 902, so we moved up 1.58. And guys, it's already, well, it is also on the East Coast, but Pacific Coast is still not 528. It's already 528, so we're declaring. I'll be back in 3 hours, 4 hours to report the actual declaration. So what happened in our share counts here? Well, we gained 4 million on the spreads, right? Because we're still underneath it. Let's take a look at those. So we have a 277, we're at 266. So we're still 4, 5, 6, and 8% out of the money. Okay, and we didn't put many insurance on, right? So you can see the full 42,000 up here, but we only have 10,000. So we only have about a quarter of the count in these guys. Let's see, is that the right amount of? Yeah, 45,250. So we have much less insurance, and that very likely at 312 is going to expire, worthless. That's all right. So we lose to 579,000, but we'll gain some more money. We have 7 million here. We've only earned 2.7 of the 7. This one we sold for 5.5. So we definitely want this thing, which it should, but anything can happen in 3 trading days. Still win on these. So again, no trades, nothing closed out. Well, what was the actual money gained from a paper standpoint? The synthetic gained 10 cents, 13,682,000. We gained 4.087 million or 3 cents. Remember, it takes a lot more money on Coney because of their large share count. We only have 8 million shares. But you're talking about a fund that's been around for 30 months versus one that's been in 8. But I'm expecting, if you watch my one on how to pick ETFs, brutal, honest ways to pick. If you looked at that and you looked at house money, Coney came in, I think, Misty set the record like 8.43 months to pay back what it launched at on the first day of trading at the close price. Coney took like 12.4 months, so basically a year. And then in third place, there's only been 3 funds that have done that. Coney, Misty, and NVIDIA. NVIDIA took 15 months, Coney took 12, and Misty took 8. We're looking at Pulte to do it in maybe 11. They just need to average like $5.35 or so to get there at 11 months. So you're in rarefied air, peoples, for that. Not a lot else to tell you here, to be honest. Although Coney's paying, they clearly could pay more. They did not put any trades on, which says they're saving that money to pay out. But guys, to pay $1 they would need 139 million, right? That's the share count. So they've got about 65 here. Now, they could, so I don't know what kind of sign that is to me. 65 million is only about 50 cents. Um, Actually, it's less than that. I think it was 47 cents when I did the math earlier. But I can't imagine they would pay that low. I would be entirely shocked. Remember, they have other cash over here that they can move around. Um, but that's what the closing on that day showed. So let's see. Let's see, peoples. All right, that's what I got on Coney and PLTY. Not a lot because of the trades. This will heat up come Thursday and Friday. Maybe tomorrow, if it were to drop down a little bit and not go up or only go up a dollar or two, then they may start taking some off the table. But usually it's Thursday or Friday, depending on how far out of the money those spreads are and all those calls. So you can see we're 4, 5, 6, and 8 peoples. Um, and what is that? 277 and a half, and we're at 263, 266. So we're talking, $11. I mean, I could fly there in a day. That would be a good move, but we shall see. What are we looking like on the charts? I did not update, but we're right in that range. We're back into the $9, right? And this is the old thing. I said we're at 903. Well, we're at 902 after going back to 888. We're at 266. So we're just staying right in this current zone. We haven't really come back to test this, uh, but we haven't broke out. So whichever direction it breaks is going to be an indicator. As long as it trades in here, it's a tight band, and we'll move one way or the other on that. All right, guys, that's what I got for Coney and PLTY again. This is Bruce with Targeted Wealth Creation. I'm not a financial advisor. Guess what? This is not financial advice. Always seek a financial advisor before making financial decisions. All right, have a good one. Let's root for big payouts in our Group C. I'm sure that's what Coney is. Group C declarations later on, guys. All right, bye for now.